Welcome back to the floor of the CME Group here in Chicago. I'm Killer, as you know, and today's September 9th, Friday. A lot going on, folks. Let's get into the zone, the CMZ zone. So here we are, we're commemorating the 9/11 10 years ago, the horrible, tragic scene in obviously Manhattan, Washington, as well as Pennsylvania. So we're remembering those families today. We had a couple moments of silence, so continued thoughts and prayers for the victims as well as the victims' families. Moving back into the markets here, folks, you know, we have seen a continued move down. If you follow me on my Twitter account, which is @thekiller, I talked about this, and when we look at August, there's a nice little template on this volatility and how to trade it. So once we see this 1200 print in the S&P, I tweeted this out yesterday, guess what, that killer 1135 print is coming out. And folks, I know a lot of people were shaking their head at me yesterday, but nonetheless, we're seeing the S&P down about 40, 45 handles since that tweet. So not going to pat myself on the back for that, but I hope you're able to get on board and see this. In this treasury complex, I know, folks, I've been talking about this, but the insatiable thirst. And Dr. J suggested maybe that's an old U2 album. Let me know. I'm not sure about that. I need to do a little Google machine action to check that out. Maybe Guy Dobby can help me out with that. But nonetheless, we are seeing this insatiable thirst across the complex. The Ultra Bond a little bit weak, longer out on the curve, but that 10-year, you know, we had a high of 130.22. We're trading right now about 130.19. And Obama's actually hopping on at the same time as the killer is right now, and he's talking about his job situation. He didn't deliver much to us, folks. Comment here on this video, let me know. But that $447 billion, they have a hard time getting through Congress. Congress is only spending more money. We didn't really see anything substantial, something to sink our teeth into, because we as traders like to sink our teeth into it a little bit. So we will see how this moves forward. But Europe, that's the news out of the market today, folks. The ECB Stark, he's fed up. He doesn't want to be involved in this bond buying. He has resigned. That's a huge, huge statement. That euro currency, I tweeted yesterday, 138.81. That was a killer level, no doubt about it. We were predicting stops underneath it, and we saw stops. Initially, it was a slow developing play, but nonetheless, we're seeing the low, the euro currency down that 136 handle. Hope you got on board on that trade. We've been really trying to come into this market with an agnostic view and trade what they're giving us, trade this volatility. You know, that S&P continues to just have bandwidth and it's chopping around, but the 10-year provides the leadership, folks. It has continued to provide leadership since April when it was up at 3.75 and they came and grabbed it. It's hunkered down underneath 2% now, trading about 195. So we're going to see how this plays out, but I think there's more volatility, there's more pain. You know, that open wound over in Europe. We need one stitch at a time here, folks. We need something from the G7 this weekend. We're looking for that one stitch to help heal the rest of the wound, but I think it's going to be more shaken out, and this equity move is going to continue. And I think that 1102 level, which we tested in that Sept contract, now the D is 6 handles lower, obviously, but we're going to see that. So keep an eye. I have that 1152, that old Sept level. It takes me a couple days to go from Sept to D, so you get these numbers stuck in your head, these killer levels. So just take 6 points off. So we're looking at 1146 as a target right now in the S&P. We'll see if we get there. Have a great weekend. Looking forward to coming back to the CMZ next week. And one other thing, for the rest of it, you cannot forget, folks, be the hammer, not the nail.
Hey, bring it back, bring it back. Now double your money and make it stack. I'm on to the next one, on to the next one.